Please make sure to retry this question before you watch this video. Question 42 says, event A consists of 6 simple events. Event B consists of 3 simple events, none of which are in event A. Event C is the union of A and B. And event D is the intersection of A and B. Which of the following statements is true? And then it tells us that given event X consists of n simple events, then the absolute value of X equals the number of simple events. So I wrote out the information in the word problem over here just to use as a guide for us. And there are a few words that you might not know, and I will explain those at the end. But if you are familiar with the terms, this question is actually very straightforward. So let's just start by finding each of these values. So for A, we are told that this is 6 simple events. So this is just going to be 6. For B, we are told that it is 3 simple events, none of which are shared with A. And then for C, this is the union of events A and B. And one thing we need to note is that it's the union, but none of the events in B are shared with A. So we have the 6 from A and the 3 from B to give us 9. And then D is the intersection of A and B. But again, because A and B do not share any events, there is no simple event in common between the two. And the intersection is where we'd be looking for where an event in A is happening in B. But we are told that none of what is in A happens in B or vice versa. So this is 0. So then we can pretty easily order these just by size. Obviously, D with 0 is the smallest. Next is B with 3, then A with 6, and then C with 9. And this is answer choice J. So a few things that you need to know to answer this question correctly. First is that a simple event is just when you have one single outcome from a random experiment. So an example would be rolling a die sides 1 through 6 and seeing what number you get. It's a random experiment and you can get one possible outcome. You can only have one number rolled when you roll a dice. Another thing to note is that the union of 2 simple events is the possible outcomes in event A and the possible outcomes in event B. And then we would combine those because it is the union. So that's what we did here. We had 6 in A, and we combined that with the 3 separate in B. The last thing to know, which I kind of already introduced, is that the intersection of 2 simple events is the possible outcomes that are in common between event A and B. In this case, we were told that none of the simple events in B are in A. So in this case, A and B have none in common. So the intersection of events would have a list with 0 things on it. If this explanation made sense to you, please add this to your worksheet. You can also add a few AI-generated problems to your worksheet as well to make sure that you are able to solve this type of problem with some different words or values substituted in. If this explanation was too difficult for you and you don't feel like this is something that you can easily learn, do not add this to your worksheet and don't focus on learning it because there are a lot of other places that you can get easy points on this test. If you did add it to your worksheet, make sure that you also go back 5 and solve the last 5 problems that you added to make sure that you are retaining what you learn as you go.